YouTube. It is a beautiful morning today. It is currently 9:15 in the morning. And I figured today would be fun to do a get ready with me. I have to get ready for work, and I felt like doing makeup today, and because I haven't had time to really sit down and do another video, I figured I could just do it here with you guys. I do have two jobs, like I think I mentioned that in my first video. So that's what we're getting ready for. I have to go to my first job at 1 o'clock today, and then I come home at 5. I'm gonna sleep, and then I have to work overnight at my second job, which starts at 11, and then I get off at 7 a.m. So we're gonna do a very simple makeup look today, but I just figured it'd be fun to do it with you guys. So I have my stuff with me. I have a little mirror that I'm going to be using like while I'm doing my makeup, and I already did some things before I came into my little corner here. I already washed my face, I already washed my hands, I already brushed my teeth, I already moisturized and put on my sunscreen that I always put on before my makeup, which I'll show you guys what I use. I really like the brand CeraVe. I use their cleanser whenever I wash my face, and then I go in with their daily moisturizing lotion, and then I also use their facial moisturizing lotion with sunscreen. I wish I would have done this part like when I first started doing makeup, because now that I'm in my mid-20s, I understand how important it is to protect yourself when you're doing your makeup. I have damaged my face way too much. Let's get into it. So since I keep everything pretty simple, which I do this now pretty much for my everyday makeup, I keep things very simple. I don't really use foundation anymore. I don't like how it feels on my face anymore. I also feel like it just clogs up my face too much. So what I use now instead is a tinted moisturizer, which probably feels like too many layers of moisturizing or whatever. But I feel like it adds like good protective layers, because like I said, I have my regular moisturizer on, the sunscreen layer on, and then I'm going to be going in with my tinted moisturizer, which I just use the Ulta brand. As far as I'm aware, it's cruelty free. It has like good stuff in it, which I think is what it says. Yeah, it has like snow mushroom ingredients, olive fruit oil, it's cruelty free. And then the actual container is 100% bioplastic, which means it's recycled and it can be recycled again. Yeah, this is what I usually use now instead of foundation. I feel like it's a lot better for my skin. I feel like it doesn't clog up my pores as much, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and start using this. So I'm gonna try and like hold my mirror like off to the side here, that way it's like not in the way, because I don't really have anywhere else to put it. I should probably get my stand-up mirror. I'm gonna go get that real quick. I am so glad I remembered I had this. My mom got this for me a few years ago. And it's like this huge stand-up mirror that you can unfold and use. Like, when I say huge, I mean huge. I think it also has like a plug-in to where you can have like a beauty light, but we're not gonna do that today because I have plenty of light with my lamp right here above my camera. I haven't used this mirror in forever, so I forgot like all the like zooming in things it had on here. Okay, now let's get into it. So whenever I go in with my moisturizer, specifically this one, I don't use a brush or a sponge, which some people might think that's weird. I just use my hands, which I washed my hands before this, so we should be all good to go. But I literally will just do like a couple of dots here and there of this moisturizer. I had to do a cut because I whacked the shit out of this microphone, and I'm so sorry. I'll just do like a couple of little spots of moisturizer, and then I'll just go in with my hands. It's simple. I like to spread it around first. So I spread it around first. and then I actually start rubbing it in, which I only just started using this stuff, but I love it because even though it looks like foundation, it sets in like a regular moisturizer. And I love it. Now, whenever I did first use this, it scared me a little bit because of how shiny it was. I do know that this is, like, it has, like, an oil in it, but once you, like, really rub it in, it does not look anywhere near as oily as it shows right now in this bright-ass light and on camera. Um, but it has really nice coverage, too. And also, I use a powder on top of this, so even if it is kind of, like, a bit shinier than I want, it's gonna like matte down whenever I put the powder on, so it'll be fine. Even though it's not foundation, make sure you blend your neck. Okay, tinted moisturizer is on. Now, I usually will wash my hands after I do that step. But we're not getting up because we're doing this video. So I just brought my little makeup wipes, and I usually keep a makeup wipe out anyways, so that way, like, if I make a mistake, like, with my eyeliner, I, like, have this with me to, like, fix any mistakes. But I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my hands. Okay, hands are clean. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my finishing powder, which I know it's a finishing powder, but don't take this as an actual, like, how-to video. I probably do makeup wrong. I stopped following all the makeup trends like years ago. I don't know if this is what you're supposed to use after putting on something on your face, but that's what I do, and I like it, so why not? But now I'm going to go in with my Ulta finishing powder. It is just a simple, lightweight, translucent powder, and I feel like it kind of mattes down my face whenever it looks a bit too shiny, which right now I feel like it looks okay. The moisturizer's just setting in. And, you know, this I do use a brush for, so this is technically a foundation brush, but I use it for powder because it's way easier. So I figured we're just gonna ignore that I just started putting powder on my forehead because I realized I skipped a step. So we're just gonna have one matted down side of my face while I do the next step. So I like to use concealer as primer on my eyes for like when I'm doing my eye makeup. Because I feel like once you have so many layers, then you don't really need eye primer. Like depending on like what you're doing with your makeup, then you can like decide if you need primer or not. But for me, I just use concealer, and I also just use a little bit of light concealer under my eyes here. Nothing too crazy. I used to be really bad whenever like 2016 makeup was around and like doing like the huge ass like triangle on my face. I don't do that anymore. So this is also just the Ulta brand. Again, I keep things very simple with my makeup. This stuff just, I liked it because it's cruelty free and the packaging is like recyclable, and I really like that. And also their stuff isn't nearly as expensive as some of the other makeups that you can find in the store. But yeah, so this is just their Ulta Beauty Collection serum concealer. Very simple. So I like to just go in just a little bit under my eye here. Every now and then I'll like drag it out, but usually it's just like this one little dot. And then we're good. And then I also like to do just a little bit on my eyelids, just like this. And then I'll blend it in. And this part I do use a brush as well. I like to use this little brush. I think it's a contour brush. I don't know. These brushes were like gifted to me years ago by my sister. I'm pretty sure my sister gave me these. I don't know. It was so long ago. It was like whenever I turned like 18 or 19. I can't remember. And I'm 25 now, so like I've had these for a while. But I like to use this one to blend in my concealer just because it's smaller and I feel like it fits around my eye really well. So this whole video isn't gonna just be me like doing a how-to like makeup video. I am actually gonna like talk about stuff. I just want to get through like the base part first, and then I'll start talking about random stuff that I want to talk about. Okay, concealer is blended, and now we will go in with my powder. Cannot believe I skipped that step earlier. Okay, so now I'm going in with my powder. And now I'll start talking about all the random shit that I want to talk about. First, I just want to talk about work. So I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my first video. Also, side note, first video was extremely long. Wasn't expecting it to be so long. I am hoping that this one won't be as long because I don't want to bore anyone. But again, this channel is just for fun. So even if it is really long, oh well. If you enjoy it, great. Anyways, like I said, I think I mentioned in my first video that I have 2 jobs. If I'm an idiot and I didn't mention that, then hello, I have 2 jobs. My primary job, I work in a hotel. I'm not going to say like any of the business names just because I know that like social media management for businesses is very serious. So just in general, I work in a hotel. And then my second job, I work in a shoe store, like a chain shoe store. That job I just recently got. So that job, I've only been there for maybe 2 weeks, I think. And I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun, but I am trying to get adjusted to having a new schedule with 2 jobs. Because I still want to be able to do things like this. I still want to be able to have fun, do things that I want to do, and just make sure that I still have like time for me, you know? But I know that getting adjusted to having two jobs is a lot. And that's something that I am trying to get used to. I will admit that I am pretty tired. I am now working like maybe 55 to 60 hours a week between these 2 jobs because my primary job is full time. So with my primary job, I get 40 hours a week. And then with the second job, I get like maybe like 20 to 25 depending. Sometimes even less than that. It really just depends on like what's available because it is a retail job. So like retail, especially like because of the time of year, things are starting to like slow down. Back to school is like in full swing. So it is a little bit busier at the retail store, but I know that's not going to last forever, so we'll just see like how long that actually lasts. I am a little tired just because of like the hours that I'm working, but it's okay. We're going to persevere. We're going to figure it out because I'm trying to save for my wedding next year just a little bit faster than what I already am. I don't need a whole lot of money because my fiance and I, we are splitting like the total cost of everything. So I know that I'm not going to have to save like a whole lot in a short amount of time. I mean, I don't even have a short amount of time. I have plenty of time to save for this wedding. It is currently August 23rd, and my wedding is June 6th of next year. So I have plenty of time to save for everything, but like I said in my first video, am a chronic planner. And I worry that I'm not going to have time to save all this money. I know realistically I do, but also because anxiety and like just being a planner, I am just worried that like my wedding is going to be tomorrow and I'm not going to have the money that I need. Which I know is probably ridiculous, but that's just how my brain works. I would rather be prepared than not prepared at all. So that's why I got the second job. But that being said, there are a few things that I'm a little frustrated with, which I probably don't have any right to be frustrated with. I just am. I have a coworker at my primary job that like is really getting on my nerves. For animosity's sakes, I'm not going to specify whether this coworker is a guy or a girl. I'm just gonna say they, because again, social media management for companies is very serious. And even though I'm not naming the company, I also just don't want, anything to go back to that job and make me lose my job. But this coworker of mine, they're very sweet, don't get me wrong, but they also have figured out the way to like get away with not doing anything at work. And I'm very tired of babying them because they are much younger than me. And this is not my new job. This is at my primary job. I think I said that. I have the memory of a goldfish. Anyways, before we really get into like me talking about this, I'm just gonna explain what I'm doing next. I'm about to do my eyeliner. I like to use the NYX eyeliner. I only really just started using this for my primary eyeliner. I've used the NYX liquid eyeliner before for like details on my face. Like I really love their white one because I used to do like little white dots like under my eyes or like a little wisp over my nose. But I just started buying this for my regular eyeliner, which I really like, especially because I do sleep in between my two jobs. This stuff does not come off unless you have some sort of makeup remover, especially like if it has like some sort of like oil in it. The makeup remover that I have, or even the makeup wipes that I have, it doesn't have an oil in it, but it has enough of like a slick to it that can like take off this eyeliner. But other than that, this shit is so hard to take off. If you have never tried this, this is like the like brick wall of eyeliner. This shit does not come off. Again, not sponsored, but doesn't come off. I highly recommend it. And so I started using it for my regular eyeliner. And now whenever I sleep in between jobs, I can just still go to my next job with this makeup on because it literally looks like I just put it on. So this coworker, sorry, that's probably really loud. This coworker of mine has gotten away with doing the bare minimum at their job and getting away with it. And I'm really tired of babying them. I think my manager has finally realized like what they are doing because I think not only myself but a couple of my other coworkers have brought it to their attention. I can already tell I'm going to have a lot of breaks and editing to do on this part because I really cannot talk and do eyeliner at the same time, but we're going to try our best. But yeah, between me and a couple of my other coworkers, I'm pretty sure my manager has now realized that this is becoming an issue because quite a lot of us have said something to them about it. And it's really not even anything major. It's just because of the type of job we have, which is at the hotel, we all have responsibilities with our job, especially when it comes to like taking care of people that are going to be staying with us at our hotel. So we all have to check voicemails, go through hotel inboxes, like on the email. We have to answer the phone, and then we do this thing called like an information like Passover essentially, where we like type up what happened during the previous shift and we pass it on to the next shift. That way everyone knows like what's happening with all of our guests that are on property. I just like got in the zone and I forgot I was filming for a hot second. Anyway, so we have this information like pass along thing where we write everything down to let everyone on our team know like what is happening with all of our guests that are on property, whether that be guest complaints, guest requests, things like that. And we have to do this every shift, and it's not only dedicated to one person. Everybody's responsible for it. Usually only one person will type it, but all throughout the shift, like everyone contributes information to that information pass along at the end of the shift. And this coworker of mine, which I'm not the only one who's noticed, multiple people have noticed, that at the end of our shifts, like if we work with them, they will dip out before that pass along is sent. And that is not how that's supposed to happen because we email it to our other coworkers so that way everyone has the information. Even people that aren't on shift like need to have this information because guests stay for like multiple days at a time. So even if say like someone isn't working until tomorrow, if there's one guest that's having an issue or has a request, like we put it in that pass along and email it that even if someone's working tomorrow, they'll have that information on hand. And so usually whenever we do this, like say like you work a morning shift, our morning shifts go from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Usually there's two people at the front desk in the mornings. And usually whenever this pass along is created, we both will stay, like whoever's on the shift will stay together until that pass along is sent. Even after the next shift has come in, it just, courtesy to just stay. Unless otherwise like it talk like communicated beforehand that, hey, I need to like leave like right at 3 o'clock because I have somewhere I need to be. Other than that, everyone knows to leave at together after the pass along has been sent. So the reason why I feel frustrated is because this coworker has learned that if they are not the one that's typing this pass along, they dip as soon as the next person comes in. And it doesn't matter if that person came in on time, 10 minutes early, a minute before 3. As soon as that next person comes in, they're out of there. And that's not how that's supposed to work, because there's been multiple times, and it's, again, not even just me, like other coworkers too, where we're stuck for an extra 10 minutes because this person has dipped and hasn't helped with like the last remaining like guests up at the front. And then we end up staying behind for longer than we need to because this person has just dipped and they're gone. And it's not even that like they have somewhere else to be. Like, because I've heard them say before that like they just want to get out of there as quick as possible because they just don't want to be there. And I get it. Like, I get not working more than like what you're scheduled, but at the same time, like you're putting other people on extra time because you're not being a team player. This is why I have the makeup wipe, because I like smeared my eyeliner that I need to clean up a bit. See, I took too long to clean it and now it's not coming off. Oh well, we're just gonna go with the messy look today, I guess. There's like a weird bump that I don't like. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like right there. I don't like the bump. I gotta fix that. Hang on. I fixed the bump and now we're on a good track with the eyeliner. But anyways, continuing what I was saying. I understand, like I said, like not working extra time, that you're not scheduled. I get it. People are just there to make a check, whatever. But at the same time, it's a little frustrating, like not setting your team up for success, which is like a big thing, at least whenever I'm working, that I try and do for other people. And the other day, I'm a very patient person. It takes a lot to frustrate me, and especially at work, I always try to keep a very professional, calm demeanor whenever I am working with other people. But I will admit that I did get a little frustrated the other day because I decided that I was not going to be responsible for this information pass along, and I was going to have my other coworker do it so that way they didn't dip out at like 5 minutes before 3, which we're not even supposed to do anyways. Like, we're supposed to stay right until 3. Because if you leave early, then that means that the next shift usually isn't there yet. But so anyway, so I decided that I wasn't going to be responsible for making this information pass along, and I was going to have them do it. That way they would stay until 3. And also because I actually had to get to my now new second job. And I even told my manager on duty that I was like, hey, I have to leave right at 3 o'clock today. I have to go to my new job right after this one. Is that okay? And my manager on duty said, yeah, that's fine. I'll make sure to tell this coworker that they are responsible for the information pass along. That way you can get out right when the next shift arrives. And I was like, okay, cool. So my manager on shift like tells this coworker or asks like, hey, have you started this information pass along? And they said, oh no, but I think Mossie did already. And then this coworker goes onto my computer and tries to start setting up a pass along so that way I would have to finish it at the end of the shift. And my manager on duty said, no, 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 if Mossie didn't start one, then you have to start one. You're going to be responsible for it today. And this coworker said, okay, I'll start it. So the rest of the shift starts going, right? And at the time, whenever my manager on duty told this coworker to start the pass along, I think it was around 1 o'clock, maybe. So we had about maybe 2 hours left in the shift, right? And I, no joke, again, told my manager on duty that I had to leave my, like, this job right at 3 to get to my other job because it started, like, right after, like, maybe, like, 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. Oh no, my second job started at 4, but I needed to go in a half hour early because I had to, like, do some sort of training video, like my last training video or whatever. So again, I communicated that at the beginning of the shift, and I was told it was fine. So, anyways, I'm under the impression now that this coworker is supposed to be starting this pass along, and I just didn't think to start one because I was told that my other coworker would do it. And maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's my fault for expecting that this coworker would actually do it, but spoiler alert, they ended up not doing it. Lo and behold, 2:55 rolls around. And this coworker is trying to dip out the door before the next shift has even arrived. And again, I know I've already said this a million times. I had to leave right at 3 to get to my other job on time, and my other job was 30 minutes away. So this coworker's trying to dip out the door, and I'm like, hold up, did you do the pass along? And this coworker says, oh no, I thought you had started one. And again, I always try to be very professional at work, especially because this coworker is so much younger than me. They are 18 or 19. And I said, no. I said, I am in the middle of helping a guest, which I was. I was checking in a guest right at like 2:55. And it was going to take me a couple minutes because their credit card wasn't working, which was just a simple error on our end that I ended up fixing, but I digress. And I told them, I was like, please do the pass along before you leave. And they said, I mean, I'll try, but my ride is almost here. I will admit that I was a little like snippy, but I think it's just because I'm getting so frustrated with this coworker getting away with never doing this part of like their job. It's literally a part of their job. And just no one is addressing it. So I said, kind of bluntly, you're not the only person that has somewhere else they need to be after work today. Please do this pass along before you leave. And, they kind of got like a little like attitudinal and was like, fine. And they ended up doing it. But then I think that after I finished checking out this guest, they were trying to get me in like a gotcha moment because it was now 3 o'clock and they were finishing up like writing this pass along, which the pass along takes not even 2 minutes. And we have to put in like information from our like check-in portal onto the pass along just so that way like it's up to date for everyone whenever they come in for the shift. And this person had already logged out of their like check-in portal for guests, so I still had mine up because I had just finished checking in a guest. And they were like, well, wait, now you can't leave because I need to use your portal to put in information and you still need to log out. And I said, okay, cool, that's fine. And because I had already communicated with my manager on duty that I needed to leave right at 3, I look at the manager and I say, hey, like I said, I have to leave right at 3. This coworker is using my portal to put in information on the pass along. It is now 3 o'clock. Can I please leave so I can make it to my other job on time? And my other manager said, yeah, absolutely, go ahead. I'll log you out whenever this coworker is finished. And it probably pissed off this other coworker, but honestly, like, I genuinely needed to get to my second job. And I know, like, some people might be like, oh, well, what if this person also has a second job? They don't. Because, we've talked about, like, our outside of work life, and this person does not have a second job. And I know that this person wasn't going anywhere important after work because they had mentioned that they were going over to a friend's house to hang out and go to the mall and shop. Maybe I'm just an asshole. I don't know. Am I an asshole? Probably. I don't try to be an asshole. I always try to be very nice to everybody, but when I'm frustrated, and that's why I'm like talking about it. Because this hasn't been just like a one-time thing. Like, I'm serious when I say that this is like an everyday occurrence. And it's just a little frustrating whenever, you're doing your job the way you're supposed to all the time. and other people can get away with just doing the bare minimum and not worry about being responsible for their like job duties, and they just get away with it, and then they don't set you up for success for your shift. Like, it's just a little frustrating. So if I'm an asshole for feeling that way, oh well, I really don't care because I'm frustrated about it. Okay, I just have to finish my eyeliner really quick because I can't like make it even while I talk, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished my eyeliner. I think it's about as even as I'm gonna get it. I also cleaned up a little bit on where I messed up, but I think it looks decent. If I need to fix it later, whenever I come back home, I will. Anyways, I kind of forgot where I left off just because it did take me a minute to finish up my eyeliner. I don't know. I guess I'm just like frustrated because I feel like I work so hard at my job and people just get away with like not doing what they need to, like what's in their job description. And maybe I'm just an asshole for feeling that way. I don't know. If I am an asshole, like, my bad. But at the same time, like, we all have responsibilities. I don't care how old you are. But anyways, now that I vented about that, let's move on to my new job. Like I said, which I've been at for about 2 weeks now. I absolutely love it. I think it's a fantastic job. I feel like I'm really good at it, and I also really enjoy my new coworkers there and my new manager. It is a little funny though because everyone at my new job is younger than me. I'm quite literally the oldest person there. All of my coworkers, including my manager, is younger than me. Just to give you an idea, my manager is 5 years younger than me. Uh, they just turned 20, like not even 2 weeks ago. Like right when I first started, they had just turned 20. But honestly, it's kind of nice, like having like everyone be younger than me because they even said that they wanted me to be like the older sibling of like the store, which I think is really like sweet. And so far, from what I've been told, everyone really likes me, and that makes me really happy because I always try to make people very comfortable no matter where I go. And they've all told me that they're very comfortable with me, so hopefully that sticks. Oh, I forgot to mention what I was doing. I'm just doing my waterliner now, which I just used the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus in the blackest black, or I'm sorry, black onyx. I love this eyeliner. I've used it for years. It's literally the one that my mom uses or used to use. Mom, do you still do makeup? I don't know. This is the one that she used, and she put me on it whenever I first started doing makeup, and I've literally never looked back since. Just because I love this little smudger at the bottom, which I use all the time. As you can tell, it's black because this is usually white. And I use it to smudge out my eyeliner on the bottom, which I will do that in a minute. I think it's really sweet that everyone feels so comfortable with me at this new job. I definitely feel comfortable there. I don't know if it's because everyone is younger than me, but I felt comfortable there, like even with my phone interview. Like my phone interview was so casual and so comfortable that whenever I went in for my first day, like I felt fine. Like I felt so comfortable going on the floor already and selling shoes. I just had, of course, had to be shown like how to do the system or whatever. I pretty much was just like comfortable as soon as I went in there, and that made me feel awesome too. Just because I do have anxiety, sometimes I worry that like I take a while to get comfortable at places, which I know that I do sometimes, just because, again, of my anxiety. But this place, immediately comfortable. I have not felt any sort of anxiety, even with selling. I think probably because I've had a previous selling job before. I used to work at a liquor store, and I was the primary wine floor specialist, so I would sell wine all the time, and I know how to like push wine sales as well. Um I know that for weddings and stuff, I used to like convince people to buy like so many more cases of wine than they needed. So I think if I can sell cases of wine, I can definitely sell shoes. Okay, so we've smudged out the eyeliner. We're looking good so far. Now, because this liquid eyeliner that I put on top dries so quickly, sometimes it clumps the back ends of my eyelashes. So before I move on to mascara, I usually like to just take my fingers and just like clean up any of the clumps that might have been caught on there, just because even though I kind of like a little bit more of like a clumpier mascara, I don't like it to be messy clumpy. Which the mascara that I use, it like is supposed to look like messy mascara, but like in a cute way. So I just like to make sure that I don't impede on like the ability of that mascara. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say much about the new job. I mean, I haven't really been there that long. Like I said, I've only been there for about 2 weeks. So far, I love it, and I enjoy selling, and I enjoy working in the stockroom. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I think the main reason on why I wanted to talk about work is just because I honestly am finding a little bit of difficulty finding balance with both of the schedules. Uh, like it's nice that this morning I'm able to actually like film a video. I probably won't have time to edit it, but I definitely, have time to film one and I can just edit it later. But I know that eventually like I'll find a good balance. I'm just still like adjusting to like you know, the new things that I have to get used to. All right, so moving on to mascara, I like to use the Revlon Big Bad Lash. I love how bright this tube is. That's besides the point, but this mascara, it has a very messy, like bristly brush. Like, I don't know if you can see that. But it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to give you like that messy mascara look, but like in a really cute way. And I love it. I love how much volume it gives to my eyelashes. Um, and I do put on a couple coats just because my eyeliner is so thick. I like to make sure that you can actually see my eyelashes. So I will do just a couple of coats just to make sure that like you can see them pretty easily. Yeah, I'm hoping soon that I get adjusted to this schedule. Um I mean, I'm enjoying having both so far. I am a little tired, but I know eventually that'll go away like once I get more adjusted to how everything is cuz both of my schedules are pretty consistent, especially with my primary job because I did communicate ahead of time that I was getting a second job. I put in like a pretty much set in stone schedule for that job. So it doesn't really ever change, which is nice. So I always know what I'm working at job. The only one that's a little bit more like it varies is the second job that I just picked up. Which is fine. Like I have it set up now for both jobs to where the variance is fine for the primary job, especially since I'm working so few hours at that one that I feel like it'll be manageable. And I know that like a lot of people in my life were like worried about me getting enough like sleep and stuff and like making sure I'm rested. But even with like the breaks in between the jobs or the days where I'm working at one job but not the other, like I have time to sleep and to rest. Um I know that I just said that I'm a little tired, but that's just because my body's getting used to working the extra hours every week. But I think maybe by next week, like it'll be fine. Like I'll be like fully adjusted to the new schedule. I feel bad because I feel like I've just kind of like repeated myself over and over in this video. And I didn't mean to, so if I did, I'm sorry. Just again, I have the memory of a goldfish, so sometimes I can't remember like what I've already talked about. Real quick, just to explain what I'm doing. I'm afraid, deathly afraid of eyelash curlers. So what I like to do when my eyelashes are still wet is I will actually just like gently close my eyes with my finger in front of them to push my eyelashes up just because I'm so scared. And I know it's an irrational fear, but I'm so scared I'm going to chop off my eyelashes with an eyelash curler. So I just curl them with my finger. And I feel like it does the same effect. Probably not as much as a curler. But hey, it works for me. You can't really see it on camera, but in my mirror, my eyelashes are popping right now. Oh, I almost forgot my bottom lashes. Hang on. If anyone feels like sharing or cares enough, what do you guys do for work? Does anyone else work 2 jobs? I feel like this day and age, like most people have to work at least 2 jobs, even if it's something simple like Instacart or DoorDash. Like everything is so freaking expensive. I feel like everyone has to work 2 jobs at this point. or one job that just pays insanely well, which is also hard to find. Yeah, if you feel like sharing and if you care enough, leave a comment. Where do you work? You obviously don't have to put business names down because, again, it's good to always not be very specific online. But general business. Do you also work at a hotel? Do you also work at a shoe store? Do you work at a makeup store? I don't know. Let me know. I know that this is probably just such a random video. Um, and I guess that's kind of the whole point of like get ready with me videos. It's like you just kind of talk about whatever. But if you've stayed this far and you've just enjoyed listening to me talk, then I guess like thanks for sticking around. Because I'm almost done with my makeup. So whenever I do my makeup, I cannot leave the house without my inner corner having highlight on it. I am gonna be so honest. I do not know what brand this is. I think it's just Ofra, OFRA. That's what it says on the package. Um, I have had this highlighter for forever. You can kind of tell where I rub in the same spot over and over. But I use this simply for the inner corner of my eyes. I love that it gives me a little pop. This was gifted to me by somebody years ago. And I use it all the time, every time I do my makeup. So that's what I'm going to put on right now. I literally will also just use my finger for this. So I literally just like get a little bit on my finger. Oh, look at that shine. It's so pretty. And I just put it right on the inner corner. So I put it right on the inner corner, but I also drag it back a little bit so it kind of blends in with that like oh my gosh, what is it called?
What did I just do?
Smudged. That way it blends in with like the smudged eyeliner on the bottom. And it kind of does like make like a very brief gray color just because this is like a shimmery white. And I think it looks really pretty. Now, sometimes when I'm feeling a little rambunctious, sometimes I will put a little bit like on my top lid. I don't feel like doing that today. I just feel like keeping it dedicated to the inner corner and on the bottom. But because this highlighter is a little bit more sheer, I do have to put like a couple of layers of it on, and it's fine because it's not like aggressively shiny. Oh, do you see the difference like with the highlighter and without the highlighter? Like it just like gives a nice little pop and I love it. I know sometimes in the past I've also gotten a little a little extra with this highlighter where whenever I put it on, sometimes I'll even drag it down here, which don't get me wrong, it sounds crazy, but it actually does look nice sometimes. I just don't feel like maybe today is one of those days. I feel like it's just a very like simple keep it in the one spot kind of day, which I think it looks nice. See it far away, it's so shimmery and it looks so nice. I did kind of extend it a little too much right here. It's okay, we'll just smudge it away. Someone who's probably watching this that's really good at makeup is probably going to see me using my fingers for everything and like freak the fuck out. But it's fine. I still get the results I want and it looks great and I'm having fun and that's all that matters. Oh my gosh, I forgot to point out my headband. I'm so excited for Halloween and my fiance just got me this headband from I think Five Below, but it has little spider webs on it and it's so cute. And I'm not wearing my employee shirt, but my employee shirt is black, so that's why I put just a plain black t-shirt on just to kind of show you like the vibe we're going for today. But yeah, this is I feel like it's gonna go well together because the logo on my shirt is white for the shoe store I work at, so I feel like the spider webs black and white is gonna go great with my employee shirt and I'm very excited to wear it. Now, I'm not one that does my eyebrows, if I can be completely honest. I really don't care how my eyebrows look. I don't pluck them anymore. I don't wax them anymore. I just let them do their thing. Sometimes I'll brush them out, which today feels like a brush out day. Just because I did put on a little bit more moisturizer than I normally do. So I kind of just like brush them up a little bit and then brush them out. And if I really want them to like look a little bit better, sometimes I'll just put like a tiny bit of moisturizer like on my eyebrows to like, I don't know what I think it does, but to me it feels like it does something. I know my eyebrows are, even though they're black, they're kind of thin, so they look a lot thinner, especially on camera. In person, they're not as light as they look on camera, and they're also not as thin as they look on camera. It also is probably just this big ass lamp that like makes it look different than it normally does. So for lips, I don't really know what I want to do. I did buy this new like lip gloss from Ulta. It's this like plump up pout. It's again from the Ulta Beauty collection, but it's like a spicy lip gloss, and it like plumps up your lips a little bit. I have been using this quite a bit because I have been enjoying just the clear gloss look. And this does plump up my lips a little bit. Not a whole lot, like it's not magic or anything, but it does give me just a little bit more volume, which I feel like I have good volume on my bottom lip, but my top lip is a little thin. So I really like using it for that, and it does look really nice. And also the clear gloss, especially with this makeup look, just looks really nice. But also, I do kind of want a little bit of color, and I do kind of like more of like a nudie lip. So maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do like one color on each side to see which one I like more for today. Yeah, this one hasn't dried completely yet because it does dry a tiny bit darker, but I'm just vibing with the clear gloss. I just realized that if this YouTube channel does end up going anywhere, then I'll technically have 3 jobs, which I don't mind. As long as people who start to follow me understand that I don't want YouTube to be like a full-time thing for me. Like I said in the first video, I just want to do this for fun. So as long as everybody's on the same page, I don't mind having a busy YouTube channel. I mean, if it gives me more income in the future, then that's great. But it's not really like the whole purpose of this channel. Like I said, I just want to have fun with it. Yeah, clear gloss was definitely the way to go. I don't know why, I've just been enjoying the clear gloss lately. Oh, it's so tingly. Feels like I bit into a hot pepper. And honestly, it makes it worse if you rub your lips together because then it just like intensifies the like heat that's in there. I'm really curious like what they put in here to make it feel spicy. Because it doesn't say, and it didn't say on the box either. Like whenever I bought it, because I just bought this not that long ago. And I know that they have like colorful ones at Ulta. So maybe if I do want color, I could get like a colored gloss and then just use that and still get like the plumpy effect. I don't know, but I like this so far. And I like how shiny it is. And from my experience so far with using it, like the spiciness does like go away after a while, so maybe after like 30 minutes, like the spiciness will be gone. I should have drank some of this water before I put the lip gloss on, because now I gotta like try and not take my lip gloss off. Hey, we actually did pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the get ready with me video. This is the final look. I know it's probably not everyone's cup of tea, but this is what I like to do for my makeup. But that's the fun thing about makeup, is literally you can do it however you want. Thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully whenever I finish editing this video, it won't be as long as the first one. I can see that I've been filming for over an hour, but I did take a lot of really long breaks today to like work on stuff, so hopefully this video will be closer to like 30 or so minutes long instead of like almost an hour for the first one. Unless people like the longer videos, then I'll do longer videos, but I just feel like I'm not that interesting whenever I'm just talking, so I don't want videos to be super long so that people don't get bored. But if people like that, then I'll keep doing it. I don't know, again, I'm just having fun here, I really don't care. I want to try and do a vlogging video soon. Maybe I'll like show you guys like what I do like during my day whenever I'm working both jobs. Obviously I won't show like the companies I work for, but like just a general idea of like what I do. Or I know that I have a couple of things coming up soon that I could probably vlog. I know on Saturday, which is tomorrow, I have a soccer game that I'm going to. If I didn't mention that in my first video, I'm a soccer fan. Me and my fiance love the Gotham team, the women's soccer team. They are fantastic, and a whole bunch of our girls are coming back from the Olympics, and we are very excited to watch them on Saturday at the arena that they play at. So maybe I could vlog that. I don't know. I might film something tomorrow regarding that, but I also just want to make sure that like my fiance and like my friend that's coming with us will feel comfortable. So we'll see on what I end up doing. But I do know that I want to plan a vlog soon. I just don't know when or what I'm gonna be like vlogging about, because I want it to be interesting, obviously. Maybe I can take you guys with me to the craft store, because I have to get some stuff to work on some hairpins, because I want to make my own hairpins for my wedding next year. So maybe I can take you guys to like Michael's or something with me to go get supplies for that. But anyways, we will figure it out. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for getting ready with me to go to work. I hope everyone has a lovely day, and whatever I decide to do for the next video, I will see you then. So, thanks. Have a good one. See you next time.